The story of Yunus, our 20th prophet. Prophet Yunus, otherwise known as Prophet Jonah, was a prophet of Allah. Prophet Yunus was sent to the people close to or within the region of Iraq. The people there were sinful and engaged in idol worship. Prophet Yunus was instructed by Allah to guide the people and make them believers of Allah, to warn them of the punishments of the previous nations that had strayed and engaged in many sins. So Prophet Yunus preached to the people, spreading the message of Allah. There were over 100,000 people in this region at the time. The people were not listening to him, just like how other previous nations had showed arrogance and ignorance to the straight path. Time went by and Prophet Yunus's patience with the people ran out. After a while he grew angry and he decided that he would go far away where he could possibly help other people, but Allah had not instructed him to go away. Prophet Yunus, more than anything, wanted to spread the word of Allah where the people would listen and accept it. So due to his irritation he left. Prophet Yunus wanted to get far away from the ignorant people, so far away that he wanted to board a ship and cross the ocean. He arrived at the coast. He came across a laden ship that was ready to leave, so he got onto the ship and off he went. On the journey, the day had turned to night. The wind started to blow furiously and a storm began to form. The ship was shaking and rocking. Then the ship started sinking. The people on board the ship started to panic, so they started offloading the goods on the ship in hope of lightening the load to help keep the ship from sinking. They got rid of everything they were carrying, but the ship continued to sink. Then they looked at the people, so they decided to draw lots to see who would go overboard to reduce the weight of the ship further and stop it from sinking. So the lots were drawn fairly. The first person's name that came up was Yunus. They spoke up and said, "No, Yunus is a good and noble man and an asset to us." So they decided to draw lots again to determine who would dismount the ship. Yunus's name was drawn again. They could not believe it. So for a third time they tried again. Yunus's name was selected once more. They said to him, "Look, we're sorry, but you need to jump off." Prophet Yunus had realized that by not following the instruction of Allah and deciding to leave the people instead of guiding them, that he had done wrong. So Prophet Yunus jumped off the ship in the middle of the great ocean. As he jumped into the ocean, he said, "In the name of Allah." Allah the Almighty instructed a whale to swallow him. Just like that, Prophet Yunus was now inside the stomach of a whale, lying there unconscious. After a while he became conscious, and he got up within the stomach of the whale. Prophet Yunus recalled to himself how he went away angrily when he left the people previously. Prophet Yunus knew as he looked around the stomach of the whale that he was in much difficulty and that he had done wrong. After a while the acid started to digest the contents of its belly. More time went by and Prophet Yunus's clothes were gone from him, digested. Slowly Yunus's skin also started to be digested by the stomach acid of the whale. Prophet Yunus was desperate. He then fell prostrate. He called out in the darkness of the ocean, the darkness of the whale, and the darkness of the night, and made a prayer to Allah, crying out to him with sincere and deep conviction. "There is no Allah save thee. Be thou glorified. Lo, I have been a wrongdoer." Allah responded to Prophet Yunus's prayer, and the whale surfaced the ocean and spat him out onto a shore. Allah says that there was a reason why we accepted his prayer. Had Prophet Yunus not been from amongst those who constantly remembered Allah, he would have remained in the belly of the whale until the day of resurrection. As prior to being swallowed by the whale, Prophet Yunus would always engage in praising and glorifying Allah with constant recital, praising Allah's name. In the instance of desperation, when Prophet Yunus called out to Allah, Allah responded to him straight away. When the whale had spat Prophet Yunus out onto a shore, he was quite sick. His skin had been eaten and he was not clothed. The sun was affecting him badly and his skin needed some remedy. He was given a gift by Allah, a spreading plant of the gourd kind that grew above him. As the plant grew, it gave him cure and he covered himself. Prophet Yunus then went back to his people. When he went back to his people, he was shocked. Why? Because when he had left, very big and dark clouds formed around where the people lived. They remembered Yunus's words and the warnings he had given them about all the previous nations that had come before them. When he left them, they looked at the clouds and they were convinced that the clouds was the punishment being sent by Allah. So with the clouds, along with the absence of Prophet Yunus and the prior warnings he had given them, every one of the people, without exception, believed in Allah. They had decided to change their ways and begged Allah for forgiveness. Allah granted them mercy, comfort and enjoyment for a fixed time. The people had accepted Allah as their God and Yunus as their prophet. No other nation as a whole had fully accepted Allah within their hearts prior to this time. When they saw the punishment coming, they all believed in Allah and begged for forgiveness and accepted his prophet Yunus. This is why Allah granted them mercy and all of the people of this nation were spared.